Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, presenting the roast of Steve Biggs live on stage.
We're still doing this.
Yeah, we are. Everybody's going to be there. I mean, Men's Room, Ryan Castle, Taryn Daly's going to be there. I mean, they're all there waiting. I mean, people are preparing. I've seen people I've heard rumors of writing and things. I mean, people are crafting their roasts.
I'm just going to wing it. I'm kidding. That would be a terrible idea. That'd be like a stand-up comic being like, I'm just going to go up there and just share some stories.
Yeah.
But also a lot of people are going to be there. A lot of rockaholics, BJ. Tickets are selling like crazy. There's only a few left. So you might want to get tickets before you get. Some people are like, oh, you're going to live stream it. Nope.
No.
So if that's what you were hoping for, nope, you got to buy a ticket. You got to be there for this. Some of the stuff might make its way out there on the internet afterwards. We're going to record it. But, some stuff happens at a roast that should just stay at a roast.
So it's Friday, April 15th, Snoqualmie Casino Ballroom. Ticket proceeds, man, some of those are going to go towards Smash Seattle. So you're helping out a good cause, plus you're seeing an even better cause, Steve get roasted. And, Walter Jones is going to be there as a celebrity. Of course, Craig Gass, our buddy, going to be doing some great comedy. Adam Gerke from Fox 13 News. It is going to be a blast as people are going to be roasting the unroastable.
And roasting each other. I'm not the only one that's in the fire.
I just won't allow it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's all about
Steve. You tell everybody to keep your name out of their mouth?
Exactly. Oh, wow. Okay. Keep my name out of your blanking mouths. Tickets are on sale right now at KISW.com.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa. B-Migs. You're a loser.
It is time for B-Migs. But it's Wednesday, so maybe there'll be a whacking instead.
Whack it.
Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then.
All right.
Woo!
And
Steve, earlier today, you were whacked. Much like the first leg of the Kraken versus the Kings.
Yes. Yeah, you got whacked, buddy.
Yep, so you have to see if you turn it around and make it happen.
I want a big 6-1 victory today.
Oh, well, we'll have to see how that works out because we got David in Tacoma to take you on. David, are you there?
Hell yeah.
All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye.
Whack it.
For those playing at home, David will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. David, you can pass all you want, but you will only have 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What is the common name for coagulated soy milk curd pressed into blocks?
Cottage cheese?
No.
Cheese.
No.
Tofu.
Yes. Celine Dion is a native of which country?
Canada.
Yes. The Marlins are a baseball team from which city?
Florida.
No.
Florida. Where'd they go? Marlins City. Miami?
Yes. In 1888, which famous artist sliced off his own ear?
Van Gogh.
Yes. What letter is between the I and the P on a standard keyboard?
L.
No.
M.
No.
I and P. Wow. X.
No. What position does Richard Sherman play in the NFL?
Safety.
No.
Quarterback.
Yes. What gives beer its distinctive bitter flavor?
Urine.
No.
Hops.
Yes. Piers Morgan appeared as a judge on what American competition show?
America's Got Talent. I don't know.
Yes, you do know.
I do know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 correct. David, you somehow managed to get through those questions with a good score.
Yeah,
A 7.
David has his own peanut gallery over there.
I know. He's like roasting himself halfway through.
I stumbled through it.
Yep. Stumbled through it and still came up with a pretty good score. Steve.
Can he beat him?
Can Steve beat him?
I will say Steve has a chance. Is it a good chance? Well, we'll see, but he has a chance.
Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yes.
What is the common name for coagulated soy milk curd pressed into blocks?
Cheese.
No.
Tofu.
Yes.
There we go.
Celine Dion is a native of which country?
Canada.
Yes.
Canada.
The Marlins are a baseball team from which city?
Miami.
Yes. In 1888, which famous artist sliced off his own ear?
That would be Leonardo.
No.
Donatello.
No.
Van Gogh.
Yes.
There we go.
What letter is between the I and the P on a standard keyboard?
J.
No.
Y.
No.
F.
No.
U.
No. What position does Richard Sherman play in the NFL?
Cornerback.
What?
Cornerback.
Yes. What gives beer its distinctive bitter flavor?
Yeast.
No.
Hops.
Yes. Piers Morgan appeared as a judge on what American competition show?
America's Got Talent.
Yes. A June bug is what type of insect?
A spider.
No.
Arachnid.
No.
Fly.
No. What was the name of Danny's gang?
Beetle.
Yes.
Damn it.
What was the name of Danny's gang in the movie Grease?
Oh my! They're the ba-ba-da ba-doo ba-doo boop boop ba-dee. I don't remember.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a tie.
The king of Greece 2 doesn't remember.
No.
I know the pink ladies.
Yeah, everyone knows the pink ladies.
Thanks
What was
for
that?
playing, David.
Thunderbird, is that right?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
David
If he would have gotten to that question, he would have beat you, Steve. So
I feel like I get a song because David got it.
no.
You know what?
It was a fair playoff. It was overtime. Sudden death.
There is a song that should be played for this tie.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, really? All right, if there's any song that should be, it should be that one, yes.
Should it be? I feel like
Everyone knows the pink ladies.
Yeah. But I can see now the T-Birds. That's what the WHL hockey team was named after.
Was it really?
Yeah.
what, after Greece?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want us to really believe that, huh?
Rap did. I did for a second because you kept like a straight face with that. Your poker face was amazing on that
He
one.
had a great. That's why his poker face was so good. I thought he was serious and believed it himself.
Yeah.
And I was about to just come at, but then when he started smiling, I'm like, oh, he's trolling.
He couldn't
you.
keep
Okay.
it together. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I want to believe.
That would be amazing if they said, look, yeah, we actually did name the team. Dumber names have come up in minor league hockey and minor league sports.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Go Pickles. Steve, now that your blindfold is off, what letter is between the I and the P on a standard keyboard?
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, you did figure out that a June bug is a beetle. So, well, congratulations on your tie.
Nice work, Steve.
Thank you, BJ.
Not really. Yeah. So, hey, you know what? Good for you. You know you're a professional. If you're a fan of the movie and all the movies of It, you're going to be happy with HBO Max because they're developing an It prequel series called Welcome to Derry, because now you're going to find out how it became It.
You know, I'm not a horror movie person, but I'm slightly it's a terrible endorsement I'm slightly interested in this, but this sounds kind of interesting to me just to see like the origin stories.
It would be cool to
of murder or of these horror film characters.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. However, I just kind of got turned off by the newer versions, and to me, it's just going to be some kind of. I'm good.
It's going to take place in the 60s, Danny. Yeah, how about that? You get to go back to a simpler time where there were clowns trying to kill people.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it might be kind of interesting because, I mean, Pennywise, like, they see him as a clown, but he's not technically a clown.
Oh, what is he?
He's like an interdimensional demon. Like, it's a whole weird sort of like Stephen King thing. So it would be kind of fun to see how that comes to be and if they actually just keep it as like Pennywise or something else entirely.
It says it's going to include the origin story of both the town, which is Derry, and then Pennywise the dancing clown. So there will be an origin story for this interdimensional clown thing.
All right, cool.
So, I mean, Rev is in. Danny's not in. Yeah. Steve might be in, but I don't think he will be in because, you know, if he even remembers.
I'm in theory.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you know.
On paper, BJ, I'm in.
There's a lot of shows about to be happening, so that's the thing. There's a lot. Moon Knight is debuting today on Disney Plus. So I'm
Moon Knight.
He's a knight who looks like the moon.
Oh,
some people claim he's Marvel's Batman. That's what some people claim.
I'm Moon Knight.
But yeah, exactly. I mean, he's got that, but he wears all white instead, or all grayish instead of all black. But
Moon Knight.
Yeah. Moon Knight.
Oh, we got the leaked theme song there.
Pretty good. It's amazing. I didn't know they were using that.
Right?
Oscar Isaacs, you remember him as Poe Dameron from the Star Wars movies. He's done other stuff too.
From that,
He was also Leto Atreides in the latest Dune movie. So yeah, he's in that. And
So
I've
it's
seen
a
mixed
show or a
reviews.
movie.
It's a show.
It's a limited edition 6 episode show.
Oh, it's like F9 for me.
Yes, exactly. Have you gotten any farther in
No,
F9?
we're still only on episode 3.
That movie was on HBO when I turned it on when I got home from work yesterday. And I
What
was like-
episode?
it was episode 2. It was about 20 minutes in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did not watch much of it.
No.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
I'm starting to think though it's the F9 that's putting my wife to sleep because yesterday we watched 911, that television show, and she was awake for that, no problem.
Oh, it must be F9, dude.
Yep.
She must not really care.
If only
about
they
the
did stuff on an ambulance with 911 dispatch, then
F911.
Yeah.
F911.
I like that. That's a lot of people who do say F911. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. So we got it covered for you. Whatever you don't want to watch, Steve's your man. He'll tell you what you can fall asleep
Moon
to.
Knight sounds interesting though. I just saw the little trailer that Vicky was looking at looks cool.
It's very psychological. I like Oscar Isaacs. I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard people say it's brilliant. I've heard some people go, I don't, but I'm going to, of course, be my own judge. It surely looks different than what I've seen in a lot of Marvel stuff. It's true, because this dude's having psychological issues. And he's like, he's tripping balls up in the head. So, so to have a superhero that's just like mentally unbalanced and, then having all these sort of occult supernatural things happen to him, that's kind of cool new territory. And Oscar's a good actor, so I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, it's funny you say that because I was just looking, I don't know if you heard, there's like a podcast that's going to be made, and I can't find it now, the name of it, but it's about the rise and fall of Seattle superhero Phoenix Jones.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I don't typically listen to like that style of podcast. Like every once in a while I might listen to something along those lines, but that hooked me right away just because we know the story.
It looks like it's called the Superhero Complex.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he's had, so Phoenix Jones, of course, and there may be some people listening that weren't really, maybe they were very, very little and didn't know much about him.
I mentioned it to Danny. Danny's been here for like 6 years?
6 years in May.
6 years in May. And he just looked at me like, no, not on my radar.
Oh, yeah, that was before Danny's time.
Yeah.
Which I felt like it wasn't that long ago that we had our own superhero.
It was. Yeah, it was a while ago, Steve. When he was at the height of his game, I think I was at the Buzz. I think,
we were working together.
Yeah, it was here. Yeah, it was here.
Because we had him on our show.
Oh, really? So it was here. Okay. Yeah, I don't know when he got his start, but it's definitely before Danny's time.
And I tried, like, with a straight face, trying to explain the whole dynamic of what was going on to Danny, but it was
It's
just
pretty
like,
wild, Danny.
This
Yeah.
guy was an MMA fighter, was in really good shape. He wouldn't let anyone know his identity, but he was going out fighting crime. He was Phoenix Jones, so he wasn't like your typical what you'd think somebody who decided, I'm going to become a superhero would look like. Like, he was in shape and doing his thing. But then he also had a team of friends that were also superheroes who were exactly what you would think.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Emerald City superhero movement, maybe?
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a lot of them not.
Yeah.
They didn't.
You wouldn't peg them for being superheroes.
They were not committed to the training.
And then if I remember correctly, there was like a big falling out. And then there was alleged, I don't know whatever happened with Phoenix's alleged, he was he was accused of dealing drugs, I think.
There was
there was
some
a
criminal
little bit
activity
something
they
like
were
that going
alleged.
on,
Yeah.
That could be in the days of like these gritty superhero shows,
Yeah.
I feel like they could turn that into something.
He made me realize that there's a thing called mutual combat in Seattle.
Yes. Because that's why he had to let his identity out, right?
Yeah, because people were freaking out about the fact, and it's like, no, you can do what he's doing as long as you engage in mutual combat, and even officers were around there watching him do it, and as long as everyone agrees to get into a fight, you can get into a fight.
Wouldn't that be
That's
funny
so
if that
bizarre.
was, if like I was like, I'm Batman, and if you mutually agree to fight me, I will take you out right now.
It is so bizarre that we have a law like that. It's like sometimes, you hear some of these laws in Seattle and you go, that doesn't feel like what Seattle would say is a law. Like the way our place be, it's like, who would say that law's okay? And then that sounds like an old logger's law from way back in the day. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got your calls, we got your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let your opinion be heard because, hey, we just want to hear things you have to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but remember, you got to follow Steve's rules.
It's the simple rule, BJ, and that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
A few people have been texting. You guys going to take advantage of that 19-cent burger over at Dick's?
Not going to be able to, but yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's a great deal.
Yeah, I guess yesterday they did Wallingford and Queen Anne, 19-cent burgers or cheeseburgers. So the cheese was free, basically.
Yeah, the cheese was absolutely free. Are they doing the East Side location? Their newest one today?
Today, yep, they're doing Crossroads, because that's the East Side one, right?
I was so bummed, yes. That was the one that I was hoping was yesterday, and of course, no Crossroads yesterday.
The one on Holman Road, and then you also want the one in Lake City, and then tomorrow it'll be the Edmonds and Kent locations. They'll be doing 19-cent burgers over at Dick's.
Yeah.
Why are they doing it? Just for the hell of it, or is it just like, is it a celebration of like?
I feel like it's going to be something, right?
It's their 68th anniversary this year.
One more year, baby.
I know, right? And so they're going back in time for the prices, and it's for one burger. So you can get one burger for 19 cents.
I'll do it. I mean, because they know I'm going to get more than one burger.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll take that 19-cent burger along with a deluxe.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, two deluxe and a burger sounds like a meal.
Yeah, well, now you're going 2 deluxe. See, already it's escalating.
Oh, yeah,
always we'll just buy the place. We'll take the whole place.
There's part of me, I mean, so next year's their 69th. Like, they should do like those T-shirt jersey styles and have the number 69, and then the nameplate just says Dick's.
I wonder what they're going to do with that. You know, Steve, you always wonder, like, will people have a sense of humor or will they be afraid of any backlash? Because, I mean, I feel like that would be awesome if they do.
Yeah, you would hope so.
But you never know, you know? I mean, they're a family restaurant.
Yeah, they have a great sense of humor. But then
they
again, they don't lean into the name of their restaurant for any kind of innuendos. You're probably right.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the tough part. But, man, I think we should make our own sort of like,
like a bootleg
version. Yeah. I mean,
just don't put this audio on the podcast. That way we have no sense of
they won't know
responsibility.
Yeah. They won't be able to do any cease and desist before it happens. We have a whole year to plan this out, Steve. Let's get it done.
So he said, Migs, are you wrestling at WrestleMania? My buddy said you were.
Dude,
yes, I'm Seth Rollins' mystery opponent in Dallas, Texas. You can see me on the Peacock Network. It's going to be amazing.
Well, I've heard some rumors though that WrestleMania is in Dallas this year, right?
Yes, and I'm actually getting on a plane to wrestle there, which is insane.
So that's
not at WrestleMania.
But you are wrestling in Dallas, the same place where WrestleMania is happening, but you're wrestling somewhere different.
Not Dallas. I'm in Arlington, but it's still
it's somewhat close.
It's like 20 minutes away. Yeah. I mean, that counts for something. And actually, the stadium is in Arlington. It's not in Dallas.
Yeah.
So I'm wrestling in the same city where WrestleMania is going to be.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's where the Rangers play, right? Don't they play in Arlington? I guess
you're absolutely right. So I'm actually wrestling at the Texas Rangers State. No, I'm kidding.
Well, wow. Okay.
I'm a part of Texas Mania. It's like, so when WrestleMania happens, it's like a giant place for all wrestling fans to just kind of go to and see all these independent wrestling shows. It's like conventions are happening, all these random indie shows are happening as well, because you have over 100,000 wrestling fans coming to your city. You might as well try and take advantage of that opportunity to like put on some shows. So I've been invited and being flown out, which is insane. Like this entire thing has just been kind of surreal. But I'm going to be wrestling at a hybrid school of wrestling in Arlington on Saturday night. So I'm head to head with actual WrestleMania, which is funny. Like
that is funny.
I'm wrestling at. So you have your choice. You could either come to the St. Jude Hall Knights of Columbus, or you could go to AT&T Stadium. Slight difference in price, I'd imagine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just a bit.
Oh, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm super pumped that I'm gonna be able to, and also I'm more excited just to see a bunch of my friends who are gonna be a part of a lot of the indie shows and just kind of like mix it up with some other wrestling fans. It's kind of like going to like one of your conventions, I'd imagine, like Emerald City Comic Con. Totally. But for me, it's just wrestling, so you're just submerged with wrestling.
WrestleCon.
WrestleCon. It's
Nice.
just shocking. My wife wasn't down with the idea of making that a vacation.
Yeah,
Did you really try to float that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, babe. You want to come watch me wrestle?
I don't
let's go to
understand. It seems
Texas
like
and watch wrestlers.
dream come true, if you ask me. That's a dream vacation for most women.
She's like, the Texas part sounds awesome. Although they have an amusement park, and I know I'm going to go see wrestling, but I do have like a couple of I have a day of downtime.
All right, there you
on
go.
Friday. Part of me thinks if I could find someone else who has a similar mentality of roller coasters and rides as opposed to watching oiled up men grapple.
Well, you've got a lot. You and I have been to Dallas before. It's a great city.
Yeah.
The whole area is a great city. They got so much going on. They have a great sports complex, as far as where their hockey and their basketball. And I mean, they're just, it's a cool joint. There's a lot to do.
Oh man, I've been there for a WrestleMania a few years ago, and it was so much fun. Great food, barbecue is the best. And the Airbnb I'm staying at is right next to like a very well loved like mom and pop type barbecue joint.
Oh, but you probably won't go there. You got to train.
awesome.
You probably won't have time for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you probably won't have time for that.
I got to carb up, BJ.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
Eat all that meat, man.
That's it.
Texas barbecue is fantastic.
All right. Well, listen. Good luck to you, man.
Thank you,
Look
man.
at you.
I'm excited.
That's a big thing. I mean, you're going to be in where you'll be wrestling where WrestleMania is happening. That's like almost like you're doing it in WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean, as I get older and the story changes, I was there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No one can take that away from you. That's awesome.
The video's grainy. I don't need to show you the video of the actual match.
Yeah,
I was there at
fine.
WrestleMania. That's all that matters.
You pick the topic. You guide the show. It is Listeners on the Loose. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got more of your calls and more of your texts at 933 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's the Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Oh, someone's got a great question. I did see this, BJ, yesterday, and I'm curious to see what you have to feel, how you feel about this. You've heard of the country music artist Eric Church?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know much of Eric's work, but I've heard of him.
But you've heard of his name. He's been around for quite some time. Well, this person would have said, did you hear about what's going on with him canceling his show? How would you feel about his decision? He put up a letter, and they sent it out to people that are ticket holders for an upcoming concert that's happening on Saturday night. And he said, I need to cancel it. I'm sorry. I'll find the statement. He's canceling it so that he could attend the Final Four game between Duke and UNC.
Whoa.
Because he's a huge fan of one of those teams.
Whoa.
And said this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's quite so he said, yeah, this Saturday my family and I are going to stand together to cheer on the Tar Heels as the team that's made it to the Final Four. As a lifelong Carolina basketball fan, I've watched Carolina and Duke battle over the years, but to have them match up in the Final Four for the first time in the history of the NCAA tournament is any sports enthusiast's dream. This is also the most selfish thing I've ever asked the choir, which I think is what his fans are called, to give up your Saturday night plans with us so that I can have this moment with my family and sports community. And however, it's the same type of passion felt by the people who fill the seats at the concerts, all this kind of stuff. But he's just basically asking people to be okay with the fact that he's postponing his concert so he could see a historic night in college basketball.
Well, I can comment on it. I think anybody on this show can comment on it because we're entertainers, and so is he. And it is just, how old is Eric Church? He's got to be at least a Gen Xer. He's not a millennial, is he?
He's been around for a while.
He's 44.
Yeah.
So
okay, he's a Gen Xer. Mm-hmm. I got news for you. And maybe he's even, Stevie, he's right around your ballpark and Rev's ballpark, right? Mm-hmm. Pretty much?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, you guys are not young Gen Xers. You are older Gen Xers. So, mid-level, because I'm
young in spirit.
Yeah. But you're not the youngest, like I'm a very young boomer. I could be a Gen Xer. That's how young of a boomer I am. So I feel like he's really millennial flavored. He's being affected by, I think, millennial thinking, which is take care of yourself, do what you want. There's no such thing as a show must go on. I would never do that. As much as I'd want to go do anything, I have a show, I have a commitment. They bought tickets. there's no way I would cancel that show unless I was deathly ill. That's the way I was raised. So, but I think it's because I'm a boomer. I think some Gen Xers also think that probably he's being ridiculous about this.
Well, you think about like some people that have to like they've made this a night. Maybe they've gotten hotels. You know, you never know what's going on with all that. What if you put the game on like the big screen behind him and just the entire time he performed, he's watched. Some people brought up a point though and said, "Hey, at least he's not sick, quote unquote."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like. Because he could have easily pulled a, hey, I blew my voice out, I can't be there, and then make it a point that he's not seen, and he's in like a suite or something along those lines where nobody's going to see him at the game or wear like a fake mustache.
You're giving him too much credit because I think somebody would have dimed him out. That's the thing.
There's no lot of...
There's no way he could go to that game without somebody diming him out. That's the only reason he isn't coming up with a lame excuse. Otherwise, Steve, I think he would have. If he thought he could do it and get away with it, but somebody would dime him out.
What if, like, you're a boyfriend, guy or girl, whoever is in the situation that's not the Eric Church fan, but, like, your significant other's making you go, but you really wanted to see. How pumped are you?
You're so pumped.
Yeah,
dude, I'm so happy with this.
We gotta respect Eric Church's wishes. And we should watch the game, too. That way we're there with him in solidarity.
Yes.
Solidarity.
Yeah, I but I feel like there are, I don't know what the internets are saying, but I think there's a lot of people probably saying, you go, boy.
I'm good with it, actually.
Really?
I'm 100% in. I'm like, dude, like, I would never do it myself. I'm in BJ's camp.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would cancel something if I made a commitment. But if one of my favorite artists was like, hey, like, and where it was that straight up and honest with this, I'd be like, all right, cool.
Yeah, dude.
So
I don't know. I can't like keep track of like all the response on Twitter, but I'm seeing both sides. Like I'm seeing some people like, dude, I would be very upset if I had to take some time off from work or I got a babysitter. Then other people are saying, I appreciate the honesty and I get it. Like I'm a huge sports fan as well, and I can only imagine that this is tough for you.
Yeah, see, being a non-sports fan, other than Kraken,
right.
like if somebody did that and I was looking forward to this concert like all year, had saved up for it, done all this stuff, I would be so pissed.
Yeah,
right.
Like I would I would write the dude off at that point.
Wow.
And I think some people are going to do it, yeah.
Someone said we could use this opportunity to actually find a good performing artist.
Oh.
Wow. Well, there you go. It'd be interesting I would love to know what his fans think, because that's important. Those are his customers.
Yeah.
I mean, people like myself who are in the business, I can tell you what I feel I would do and how I should be when it comes to doing stuff like this. But I would love to know how his fans react. Like, and I wish they would do a poll. And somehow throw it up there and go, okay, Eric Church fans, how do you feel about this? That would tell me a lot about where society is. Yeah. Whether or not they actually like have Rev's opinion or maybe not as extreme, but still the ones that might be on the complete other side.
Yeah, I mean, you got one person says, make some money, get some fame, become a prima donna. I think we've seen a few good examples of this. I do what I want behavior at recent days. Next person after that just said, if you're telling me you've never taken off a day of work for personal reasons, you're lying. So it's just going back and forth. I mean, I think there's not going to be. I don't think all of his fans are going to be okay with this, and all of his fans are going to be mad about this. I think he's going to have to just deal with the fact that it's a ballsy move on his part.
It's a big ballsy move. But if you're a big enough fan to want to go to that show, I mean, it's like whoever's making these comments, are you going to the shows? First thing I'd ask somebody to go, oh, big deal, let him do what he wants to go. Are you going to the show? Well, no, that's not. You're not the person I want to talk to. I want to talk about to the people who have tickets and how do they feel, because they're the ones that are important.
Yeah, because this guy's just probably thinking like, what? The odds of this happening was so slim. Because some people are like, you should have just not scheduled a show around that time.
But how would you know? You have to do that every year for the Final Four.
Right, like he's not just dipping out because he wants to see the Tar Heels play. He wants to see them play in a massive rivalry game in the Final Four, which has never happened. I respect that he said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be mad?
I'd be bummed, obviously, if I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
But I would be thinking, bro, when you come back, you better just give us a night of a lifetime. Like, I mean, if you're usually doing an hour and a half set, you better double that bitch. That would be my response. Like, you got to give me 3 hours.
You better pay for that sitter.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
you better,
he
shake everybody's hand after the end of the show.
I'm surprised he didn't say something like that. Like, here's what I'm going to do for you folks that are going to, or something. I don't know what he could have done, but I'm surprised he didn't say something up front.
Yeah, what would make you? What if he said, not only am I going to do that show, I'm going to also make it so it's 2 nights, and if you have a ticket for one of the nights, you could come to both.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with that? So you're going to see
I would, you know what I want? I would want instead of that, because that, maybe I don't want to do 2 nights. I'd want discounts off merch because you know how expensive merch is at those shows.
Free T-shirt for everybody coming in.
All right, you got me.
Wow, that's insane. I didn't because I know they make a lot of money off of merch. So,
Yeah, but you make it a basic, Eric Church screwed me, but all I got was this lousy T-shirt. Like something silly.
Yeah, you know
That's a
what?
great idea.
That would be worth it at that point.
Eric
That
Church
is a
cares
great
more about
idea.
the Tar Heels than his fans, or something have a good sense of humor about it. But it could just be a basic black and white T-shirt. So it's what at the end of the day. Yeah, it sucks, but it's $6 a T-shirt to print it.
Yeah,
I think that's a great idea, and maybe I would even throw on there to get the free T-shirt and then also discounts off of all the other merch.
See, and I was
and
going
a free beer.
free beer. There you
and
go.
a free beer. You know what? You're a good negotiator.
See, but at that point, if we're going to go that far, the dude's worth, according to the internet, he's worth $18 million. So at that
Wait. I'm worth $15 million
You're almost
according
there,
to the
dude.
internet. So I don't. We can't trust this.
No, yours is going to go up now that you're willing to say that you wouldn't cancel on your fans,
Yeah.
even if you're favorite.
All right, I'm going to go up to 18 mil now. I'm going to be as much. All right.
But to that point, if you're going to cancel a show, okay, I would be if it were me, I would cancel the show and then be all right, we're refunding everyone their money. I'll pay the venue fee and I'll perform for free. Everyone who had tickets can come for free to the show.
Dude, that's next level.
Because why not? You're canceling a show. So to Rev's point, it's you're going to have a lot of pissed off people. But if you're hey, look, I
That's
understand.
a lot of money, dude.
You know what?
Because
you're worth $18 million.
Dude, I just
You
did
can
the
make that happen.
math. For all the T-shirts, if it was an 18,000 capacity arena, that's $108,000 he's probably going to have to drop.
Well, but he doesn't. He doesn't make much money off of the ticket sales, right? Or does he?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's why if Danny's saying to cover the ticket sales, that would be a ridiculous amount of cash. I would, but I mean, hey, look, Danny, these are good negotiations. Steve just wants a free beer
and a T-shirt.
You want free tickets. I mean, I don't know. At some point, some people are going to say, you're going to come over and mow my lawn, Eric. That's what you're going to do. As well as give me a free show.
It seems very reasonable. Well, I thought about and not on the same level, obviously, but I remember I marked in my calendar the Kraken's first home game, even their first game of the season. I put that in my calendar because usually I don't mark in my calendar when sports teams are playing. Either I'm available to watch it or I'm not. But I was I'm not booking anything. I'm not having I've even said no to there was a couple opportunities to wrestle. I was nope. And one person was why aren't you doing it? I'm Kraken home opener. And at that time, I didn't even know if I'd had tickets. But I'm keeping it free because I do not want to miss this.
Yeah, that's something that you knew, though, was going to happen.
I know it's completely different.
And you didn't book a show. That was the thing. You were just not piecing out on that thing.
Right.
That's the thing. It's just I don't know. That just rubs me really wrong.
And what really bothers me about
how
this,
honest he was about it. I agree that it's lame, but I love that he's not even trying to pull a fast one. He's just guys, this is a once in a lifetime. Maybe it'll happen again, but he was pretty heartfelt in the letter. I know this is selfish, but this is something special for me and my family. And who hasn't dipped out of work for something that's special for their family?
And you know what's weird, and I don't know how college basketball works, but in every major sport, usually your rival, you would never play in the championship game because they're probably your rival because they're in the same conference, division, whatever. You might play them in the semifinal that would get you to a championship game, but most other sports are worked in such a way that's why it's so weird that these rivals are actually in the championship game because to be a rival, you got to play somebody a lot, and that usually means they're in your conference and your same, division or whatever. It would be like the UW would take on Wazoo in the championship. And in college basketball, I don't know how that could happen, but maybe they got a weird system where it happens. I don't know why they're such rivals or did they? I mean, it's so weird to me.
Because there's two of the powerhouses of college basketball.
And maybe that's it. Maybe they don't play a lot, but they're still going back and forth with bragging rights. Yeah.
Well, I think they play against each other, obviously, but they've never played in a Final Four together.
Yeah, and this is this the semi or is this the championship? They're talking about. This is the semi.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, that makes sense to me. Wow, it's not even the championship game.
It's the Final Four.
Oh, dude. I'm pissed at him. I am so pissed at him.
Can you imagine what's going to happen if they actually do go to the final? Then he's going to cancel all his tour.
Yeah,
right?
Seriously. This is
if
slippery slope, people.
I'd be looking at the
so it's
the
not
schedule.
even it's not even the championship. It's just it's the semis. Oh, I totally misunderstood that.
If you have tickets to Eric Church show and it ends up being on the same day as the championship game, you might want to not even waste time finding a babysitter. It's probably going to get postponed or canceled. Someone said it's actually canceled, so people are getting their money back.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, for me, look, I'm a big Red Sox fan. And sure, if the Red Sox and Yankees, they have done it. They've played each other in the championship series or the pennant. But that's still not the World Series. I don't know, man. I'm now even more. I don't dig this. It's not even the championship. It's just the road to the championship. No, I'm not digging this. I know it's never happened, but
that might be a bigger game than the championship for some. Fans.
I get it. Which some people would argue. Look, I get it. When the Red Sox won back in 2004, some people thought that them beating the Cardinals wasn't as big as them beating the Yankees, even though it was the World Series with the Cardinals. Right. But still. It's not the World Series. I don't know. Okay.
I remember when I was younger and when the Devils beat the Rangers to go on to the next. I was like, to me, that was like just as big of a deal than beating the team that they ended up beating for the Stanley Cup. And vice versa. I think a lot of Rangers fans were like, yeah, man, we just crushed the Devils when they were up by a few games. Yeah, beating the Canucks, sorry, Canucks fans, in the finals was a big deal. But I think some fans, like the championship was the series right before that.
I get it. I mean, when you take a look at even the Seahawks, man, that game against the Niners was really, when you think about it, much bigger than the game against the Broncos, that got us there. Yeah. So, I'm Eric Church is going, I don't know, man. I think it's lame. I really do think it's lame, but I'm an old school performer. I think it's lame.
It's a good thing you're not a fan of his.
What if that was the one concert like you've been looking forward to all year?
Saying, man.
He just crushed his fans.
Yeah.
Hopes and dreams.
It's a show, man. COVID did that for the past 2 years. I'm fine with it.
See, millennial can see a show.
Yeah. See, it's the millennial attitude. I think millennials would be much more forgiving of him than Gen Xers and old baby boomers like myself.
The other millennial has been quiet. Vicky, what do you think?
I think it's kind of crappy because I'm reading some of the tweets right now, and somebody flew all the way from Alberta, Canada.
All the way from Canada. You know how hard it is to get out of Canada these days?
It's very hard to get out of Canada.
Back in? I don't know. It just seems like it sucks. Like, I know you want to go see the thing, but you already committed to this. It's a big thing. It's not like, it's work. I could skip one day. No one's going to notice. A lot of people are going to notice, bro.
See, here's the thing that gets me. Here's why it's lame. You know how guys, have you ever had something you really wanted to see and you never got a chance to see it and you now have this opportunity and they're going, yes, Eric, your show, you jerk.
Right?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. This is bad all the way around. There's even the excuse he gave is just like, dude, you're like a big jerk.
The best part is the show is called the Eric Church, the Gather Again Tour, which they've renamed now to We're Not Gathering Again.
Gather after basketball.
What about
the Gathering Tour?
Wow, instead of doing it at night, he just moves it to 10 a.m. Boom.
Okay, yeah, that's
solved.
Yeah, perfect.
Problem solved.
You know what? Danny's the reason why we have problems in this country.
I do have to say, the first sentence makes me roll my eyes so hard because he says, this Saturday, my family and I are going to stand together to cheer on the Tar Heels.
What an idiot. I'm sorry, you're an idiot.
We're standing together.
I'm done with Eric Church, and I never even started with him, and I'm done. Yeah, it's over. It's devolved. I've had it with him. You know what?
Who read this letter in his team and said, yeah, that's a good first line, Eric. You are standing together. Like, you're standing for what's right with me and my family.
So here's the
basketball.
Here's the big news, Steve.
What?
Number 2 on my list, China. Number 1,
Eric Church.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, after all these years of being a card-carrying member of the Eric, you were part of the choir.
I was part of the choir. Yeah. And now I don't even want to talk about a hire. Done.
Dead to you.
Now here's an important question that has to be answered. Now that we've solved that, here's another important question. What do Ryan Castle and Ryan Reynolds have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:50. I'll make that 9:52 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Ryan Reynolds have in common?
Oh, that's my favorite rapper, Reynolds Rap.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
Are you expecting?
Here all week.
Are you expecting? Because that's an ultimate dad joke right there.
yeah. Yeah, really.
I'm working on your roast today.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's it.
Well, maybe use
That's what you're in for, brother.
Well, you can use this one texter's joke about they both have banged Miggs's mom.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, one of those is true. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. That's pretty harsh. Yeah.
Both have a stiffy for Blake Lively.
Yeah. Well.
I mean,
Okay.
who doesn't?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that's everybody.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds, man, how about this? He is the first actor to have 3 movies on the all-time most popular English language Netflix movie list, which is a lot to say.
What an accolade.
Yeah, really. I mean, I guess basically here in America and maybe some other places, Ryan Reynolds is like the most popular dude on Netflix when it comes to movies.
Movies under 90 minutes long with people between the ages of 22 and 23 years old.
Yeah. That are animated.
I will say, though, he's been killing it lately, just throwing a bunch of movies out there. The Adam Project, that is number 7 on the list. I haven't seen Underground, 6 Underground. That's at number 9. I don't even know what that is.
I think
6
it's Underground.
I think I've seen that, but I don't remember.
Yeah, Red Notice, of course, that's the one with Gal Gadot and The Rock. That's at number 1, so good for him.
I'm shocked Adam Sandler's not on this list.
Yeah, Ryan Castle, the list he's got is a 12-pack, and that's a good list.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
J-Rubs and I used to smash because I would open the restaurant. So we'd pretty much be the only ones there.
Is there a certain spot at the restaurant that you wish that
Why
J-Rubs...
would you ask a question like that, Stephen?
The number 1 definitely was the bar top.
Okay, that's not the... That's
Number
enough.
2 would be the private dining room.
Oh, my God.
And the third one would be the back patio. I had this all lined up.
You also have to be really careful asking if they want to do it in the back patio.
Oh, yeah.
Well-
Some people are not into that.
Yeah, exactly.
J-Rubs, though, is...
Okay,
BJ and Migs mornings on The Rock 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.